This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sportsgrill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sportsgrill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sportsgrill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sportsgrill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show. You're tuned in to the hottest sports radio.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Orlando, a.k.a. the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Dolphins to the heat, well, you know what I mean. Monday to Friday, Friday Pablo in the...
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Show on the radio, the top's where we gonna go. Miami, that's the way we roll.
Folks, you can support the hardest working sports talk show in South Florida through Cash App or Venmo. Just search Cash Big O Show. Support us through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. We thank you for your incredible support.
On the morning show, we go. No one has a similar show. Talk sports, talk plays, talk.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Live and direct, because nobody do it better than Big O in the set. From sunrise, listen live.
When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today, 786-802-1727 or online at adreamlending.com.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Ah, yes. Good morning, Miami Dolphin fans. We are ready to rock. We are ready to roll. It is a beautiful morning here at Sportsgrill in Miami Lakes. We'll be out here. No. I think I fixed it. I think I fixed it. I adjusted it. So, yeah. So anyway, we are going to be having some fun on here. We'll take you till the kickoff, which should be right around 1 o'clock. And then, of course, we'll be back for a little post-game action. We got, of course, Sean Stanley by my side. We are going to take your comments. We got, of course, a couple guests. Joe Shad, our insider, will join us around 11:15. So in about 15 minutes, we'll be joined by Joe Shad. At 12:30, Stephen Holder, who covers the Colts for The Athletic, will stop by. Former writer here locally in town. Stephen worked for the Miami Herald for a while and was on several beats back in the day here in South Florida. He's been on the Colts beat for a long time now. And so we will talk to him about the Colts leading up to the kickoff. And then, of course, post-game, come back when the second the game ends, we go on the air. And we'll have Flo's press conference and, of course, Jacoby Brissett's press conference and some of the other players, hopefully, that will be talking about a victory today. So we'll have all that stuff. We'll have the reaction. Then we'll have Omar Kelly chiming in and Alan Poupart. Both insiders will be chiming in. So they will give us their thoughts on what happened in the game today, which hopefully it is a win. And let me tell you something. I don't want to put like some kind of a desperation spin on this thing, but I'm going to tell you this. You got to win today. You got to win today. You got to win today because these are the games that at the end of the year, you're kicking your ass and you're looking outside in going, why are we not in the playoffs? And you know why you're not in the playoffs? Because you lost to the Colts with an injured offensive line, a quarterback that is gimpy with 2 ankles. Jonathan Taylor is going to play the running back, but he's banged up. And his line and the best offensive lineman in the entire game, Dolphins and Colts, Quentin Nelson, is out. So you better win this game. Just like in 2 more weeks, when we're here early in the morning in Miami Lakes, and you better win against the Jags. These are the 2 games that Miami has to find a way to win it no matter what. And no matter who you have in the lineup, you've got to find a way. Because those are 2 wins. You're going to lose next week to Tampa. Yeah, of course, you got a shot. Everybody's got a shot on every Sunday that if everything, lines up and the stars align and the ball bounces your way, yeah, you can shock Tampa. I'm not saying that but there's a 99% chance you're going to lose that game. Okay? You got to make sure you win these games. You got to make sure you're 3-3 Adam Schefter just reported that Miami will get Tua back for the game against the Jags on the 17th. So now you know that he's out for the 3 games that pretty much that's why they put him on the IR. If it was one of those things where it was kind of borderline and they're like, yeah, no, dude, you're kind of injury prone. We're just going to put you on the IR. We'll take the roster spot for 3 weeks, and then we will activate you, and then we'll get you back onto the field. So Schefter gets the news that he's probably returning for the Jags game. So it'll be Tua's job to win the Jags game. It is Brissett's job to win against the Colts this week. You must. And listen, you're 3-3 with 11 games left. I'm feeling really good about this team. I've told you guys here, I'm not giving in to the negativity out there. I'm not giving in to the riot mob that's out there that wants everybody's heads and wants to fire everybody, and everybody's a terrible draft pick and everything's failed and all. I'm nowhere near those areas. Am I concerned about things? Yes, I am concerned. Of course, I'm concerned about Tua's durability. Of course, I'm concerned that the offensive line hasn't done enough improving. I don't expect them to be there. Now, they did improve this past week. They did give Brissett a little time to throw the ball. They were able to have success running the ball, which I would love for you to build on that this week. This is the kind of game that you want to wear these Colts out. You want to wear them out in the 3rd and 4th quarters in the heat. You got a 1:00 game. You had one running back that ran for 5 yards, another one that ran for 4 last week. You know what? Let's build on that. So, yes, I'm concerned about the offensive line. I'm concerned about Tua's durability. Yes, there are things that I'm concerned about, but it's not like I'm looking at it like it's the end of the world and you cannot fix any of this. They have started off poorly in the last 2 years, and they've ended strong every single time in the last 2 years. So I expect this team to get better as the year goes on. This is a good moment here where you've got to put together a solid performance. You don't need to play at your best to beat the Colts. The Colts aren't a great team. They're a gritty team. You're going to have to earn it. It's going to be a tough win for you. It'll be a tough game, but if you play responsible football, you got a shot at winning this game. And if you do the math, I'm telling you, you lose this game or you lose the Jags game, those games will come back to haunt you. And those are the ones you're going to be kicking yourselves in the ass at the end of the year. And that you don't want to do that, because if you lose those kind of games, then you've got to go out and start winning the games you're not supposed to win. And then that becomes that much harder for you to get into the playoffs. So to me, that's the theme about what's going on over the next couple of weeks, where you've got 2 games and you've got to overcome your adversity and you've got to start playing better. And listen, this is another game. This is game 2 without Tua. This is another game where you need to improve on what you did last week as an offensive line. Let's hope that they can do that. Be very, very important to improve on that. We talked about this, that while Tua's out, the line needs to find a way to improve. And I know that the Michael Dieter thing kind of puts a wrench in all of this. Now Greg Manns will end up being the starter, and he's a 7-year veteran. He's been around. We'll see how that situation ends up breaking down. Cameron Tom got activated now from the practice squad, so you've got the backup center ready to go, and I'm sure Jesse Davis will be the 3rd stringer if anything happens. This is going to be a challenge, but this is part of the game, man. Sometimes you got to play with backup linemen, and who knows? Greg Manns may be a guy that comes in and plays well. Stranger things have happened, but the urgency needs to be there today for this game, because you don't want this game to haunt you for the rest of the season. And this is one of those games that you're the better team. Go out there and prove it right now. And you're home. Take advantage of it. You see what we got here on the chat board. Jamie Zorria out in San Jose chiming in. He said, I saw Tomorrow War last night and was disappointed. They never said if the Dolphins ever won the Super Bowl. I haven't seen that whole thing. I know that they take shots at the Dolphins. JDM Wizard in, Raging Dolphin Maniac in, John Santos, Xavier Combs, Gus 1388, Bromar Smelly, Jose Banos. Let's go. Hoping for a big bounce back win today to start getting the ball rolling for the rest of the season. Fins up. I'm with you there, man. Giovanni Perez saying, let's go Fins. Brian Morgado says, bold prediction, Dolphins 24, Colts 21. I like it. Seti says, we need to win big. A close, hard-fought win against the hapless Colts at home in a 1 p.m. South Florida heat and humidity is a loss against 30 other teams. Seti, a win's a win, dude. I don't care what happens. Just find a way to win the game. I'm not here for style points. This is the NFL, man. There's 17 of them. You got to show guts. You got to show character. You got to sometimes fight through adversity, and you've got to overcome it. And that's what they've got to do today. They've got to fight through any of the adversity they have, overcome it, and beat the Colts, who's dealing with probably more adversity than the Dolphins are. I know they have their starting quarterback, but he's pretty gimpy on two bum ankles. But 3 of his offensive linemen are injured. His best offensive lineman is out. His running back is injured or banged up, going to play, but not necessarily healthy. This is a team that can be had. You know, to me, it's not about style points, whatever. A win's a win. I don't care. I'm not. See, we had Dolphins complaining about winning in Foxborough. That's asinine. You won, period. I don't care how you do it. Just get it done. You only have 17 of these games. I'm not here to, I don't have, Sean and I aren't sitting here with 10 cards from 1 to 10 so we can rate the win. That's it goes in the win column. If you win by 1 or you win by 100, it's still a W. You lose by 1 or lose by 100, it's still a loss. So to me, it's nothing about style points. It's about character. It's about heart. It's about awareness that, okay, this is a game we got to win because for the mathematics of all of this, we need to win this game. You lost. If you lose the games you're supposed to lose, you can live with those. But losing the ones you're not supposed to, those are hard. Those are hard to deal with, man. JG Long is in. Michael Hoffman says, I'm feeling a Waddle explosion today. 9 catches for 140 and a tutty. I hope so. Would be nice. Josh Ritter's got the Fins winning 26-13. Sneak Attack says defense will be the key today. Let's get some turnovers. Chase One says, good morning, Big O. Let's get the W. Manny J. Snow in. Hi, Cy says, hopefully the heat helps us out today. Yes, sir. I hope so. Chase One says, step on their necks. Franklin Stubbs says, good morning. How's my Fins family? Crisps are good says, time to focus on the run today, not to soften up on the Colts D for some Waddle shots down the field. Let's see. Donald Chapman says, maybe they should put Liam Eichenberg at center. That way they can hide the mistakes they made by trading up in the second round for this man who is undersized, no athleticism, short. He's a bust. So Donald Chapman's already got him bust city. Let's see. Kyle Nickander is in. Super V says, good morning. I would like to see all units play well today, having fun getting a win today. Franklin says, run the damn ball. I agree, man. You had some success last week. You definitely got to run the ball today. You got to run the ball. And here's the other thing. I don't know if you guys noticed. The Colts are 28th against the run. They're allowing 140 yards per game on the ground. What do you think about that? You got to run, right, if you're doing that. Now, by the way, Dolphins are 27th at 136. So you know they're going to run Jonathan Taylor a lot. Let's see. Super V in. Let's see. Who else? Lisa Rose in. Robin Mars in. Crypto Dolphin Super Bowl says, are you willing to bet 1,000 ADA that the Bucks beat us? That the Bucks beat us. Did he just switch it to basketball? I don't get what Bucks. Why are we? Oh, you're talking about next week. You're talking about those Bucks. Are you willing to bet 1,000 ADA that the Bucks beat us? Yeah, I probably would beat it. Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to do that because I don't want to root against the Dolphins because the Dolphins actually have a chance at doing something. But yeah, I would probably say it's a safe bet. Yeah. Yeah. Raul Rodriguez says he's been in the sun too long. Robert Wilcox says defense needs to shut out the Colts and help the offense. Amen to that, dude. Amen to that. James Burke has Miami winning 31-10. That would be wow. What I would give for a nice, comfortable win. That would be good. That would be a fun post. Listen, any win today, if they win by 3 or they win by 30, it's going to be a fun and pleasant post-game show, and we'll have a good time. It doesn't matter what it is. As long as they win, that's all we really need. Okay? That's all we really need. Now, we are awaiting Joe Shad, and hopefully we'll get him in, and Shad will give us a ring, and we'll start talking a little Dolphins. He's about to call us now. He just gave me a heads up to give him a minute. So we will give him that minute, and we will wait his connection there as Joe Shad gets ready. Remember, many ways to contribute to the program. You can make a donation through Cash App and Venmo. Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. We get the entire donation there. Obviously, you can do it right here in the Super Chat on YouTube. But Cash App or Venmo is always the best way to support our show. Cash Big O Show. Twitter is Big O Show. You can follow us there on the text line 855-912-1056. Give us your prediction on the text line at 855-912-1056. If you're on the chat board there, don't forget to also smash the like button. That is incredibly important that you smash the like button. You guys did a great job on Friday during my birthday for the like button. So you guys really responded on my 55th. All right, let's take a quick break here. Joe Shad from the Palm Beach Post joins us next for the American Dream Lending Miami Dolphins weekly report right here on the Big O Radio Show.
Dolphins fans, buckle up. It's time for the American Dream Lending Miami Dolphins report with Joe Shad. When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. Call them at 786-802-1727 or online at adreamlending.com. Here's Joe Shad with today's edition of the American Dream Lending report.
Is Joe Shad ready to go, ready to talk a little Miami Dolphins football as they get ready for the Indianapolis Colts? Joe, I'm sure you saw the Schefter report. It looks like Tua will end up missing just the 3 games. He's got him coming back against the Jags in 2 weeks. Your thoughts on that?
Well, that's not surprising, Big O, considering when I asked Brian Flores why the team decided to put Tua on injured reserve, his response was that's how long it's going to take. So, 3 weeks is what the Dolphins anticipated. And, thankfully they have a capable backup in Jacoby Brissett. It'll be very interesting to see how he does against his former team today. But Tua needs as many reps as possible, and the Dolphins need to see Tua take as many reps as possible so they can determine if, in fact, he is their franchise quarterback of the future that they thought they drafted.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. There's no doubt about that. But it's good to know that Tua will be back for that Jags game. And then on the flip side, the Michael Dieter one, when you guys were talking to Flo, man, his body language, the way he kind of responded to it, this thing looks like, I know they got him on the IR and it's at least 3 weeks, but man, he kind of gave me the response like this is going to be a lot longer, and that he was like really disappointed about this injury.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long Dieter is going to be out. The Dolphins, again, have another capable backup in Greg Mans. I don't think there's going to be a huge drop off in talent between Dieter and Mans. The only thing is Dieter has obviously been working with Jacoby Brissett and Tua Tagovailoa and Robert Hunt to his right and Jesse Davis to his left. So in terms of communication, that's something that we're going to have to keep an eye on. Thankfully, it's not as though Mance was just signed. Remember a couple of years ago, the Dolphins would insert players into the lineup like 3-4 days after they signed. At least this guy, Mance, has been around. And so I don't think I do not anticipate that being a huge issue. For me, that's not the biggest concern for the Dolphins offensive line. It continues to be the need for improvement from left tackle Austin Jackson.
Okay. Are you in La Palma over there in the island where they're having a lot of earthquakes? I'm just wondering because it's shaking a lot there. I'm just having fun. All right. Rayquan Davis. Does it look like next week is his return? What are you hearing?
I have not checked on Rayquan Davis. I think that when he was injured, there was a thought that he would have a chance to return after missing just 3 games. Certainly my observations of him in terms of walking around without the aid of crutches, it does not appear to be, a season-ending type of injury. It's obviously not. So we'll have to see. But it'll help. It'll help. The Dolphins defensive front has been okay. I really think it's the linebackers who need to step up their game against the run.
Yes, I'm with you there. We'll get to that in a minute. Let's get back to the quarterback position. Let's talk a little bit about Brissett. Last couple weeks, he had the ugly interception on the right side on the right sideline, really late ball, and then last week had the brain fart of throwing it in, the ball in his own end zone for the safety. I'm worried a little bit about the brain farts. Today is a very emotional game for him. Joe, you and I have been around this shit for a long time. We've covered players on all different kinds of sports. This means something to every player that gets to play against his former team. I worry about emotions getting the best of him, and watching 2 of those brain farts the last couple of weeks, that concerns me. That is the one area that I am concerned about with Jacoby going into this game. Is that a concern for you?
It's actually not. I think Brissett is a very mature, level-headed, cold-blooded kind of guy. I think he's got the experience of 50-plus appearances in the NFL. I really don't think he's a guy who cares that much about defeating his former team. I think for him, it's more about ego and pride and wanting to show the world that he is a capable NFL quarterback. He believes he's a guy who can and should be starting in the NFL. You might dispute that, but he believes it.
Okay.
And he's also not a guy who is ultra aggressive. It will be interesting, though, because Brissett throughout his career has been criticized as a guy who's too conservative. Yeah. And the Dolphins co-offensive coordinators and play caller, the 3-headed monster, they have all been criticized for being a bit too conservative. So does Jacoby take a couple of shots that maybe he shouldn't? But my thought is that's okay. If you're forcing it to a Devontae Parker, a Will Fuller, a Jalen Waddle, a Mike Gesicki, I'm fine with it. As long as the guy has at least a 50-50 shot at the ball, if he throws a couple of picks, I'm not going to come away saying, oh, well, he's trying to prove it to the Colts. I think he was just trying to maybe prove to the world that he can force the ball a little bit more downfield.
Okay, and you have a very popular segment about the tape not lying, and you go through it every week. When you went through it this week, One running back had 5 yards, another one had 4 yards. So I do kind of laugh at people that are, bitching about the two offensive coordinator combination. Well, half of it did well because the running game did well this past week, and Jacoby actually had some time a couple times to throw the ball. Did it look like to you on the tape that they played their best game so far? Not where you need them to be. We all know the offensive line is not where they need to be, but did you see improvement in week 3?
There was some improvement. I mean, the starting point was pretty low considering how bad they were against Buffalo. But I think Robert Hunt is very solid. I think Liam Eichenberg certainly has potential. You might be totally settled on the right side of the offensive line. It's really the left side of the offensive line that you wonder about. And does Solomon Kinley at some point get another chance? I hope so. Does Austin Jackson steadily improve? I hope so. And I thought it was interesting that Mike Pouncey, who's not a tackle, but certainly a Dolphins great in terms of offensive line play, has been out at camp sort of helping out, observing, consulting. It's interesting because the one thing that the first-year offensive line coach Lem Jean-Pierre stressed is how he wanted them to be aggressive, assertive, nasty, maulers. And you haven't seen that. Now, you did see that from Austin Jackson on a couple of run plays last week.
Yeah.
So I think if he can get past the hesitation, he's so afraid of committing false start penalties, which has been a problem for him, that sometimes he hesitates at the snap and he's at a disadvantage against speed rushers. Kwity Paye, the first-rounder defensive end for the Colts, is out today. And the Colts are without a lot of good players, at least 5 starters and other key contributors. So this is really an opportunity. I know you're going to ask me what I think is going to happen. I would be surprised if the Dolphins didn't win today. I would be disappointed if the Dolphins didn't win today. I think this is, close to a must-win situation. I think this is a game they should win. I think this is a game they will win. I think against Carson Wentz, this is a game where everything gets cured. Their third down woes, their sacks, their turnovers, their tackling, their forced fumbles, everything goes right for the Dolphins in this game, in my opinion. I think there's absolutely no doubt in my mind Miami wins today.
Oh yeah, I'm picking Miami too today, but I take it to another level than you. This is a must-win. Period. This one and in 2 weeks against the Jags. Why, Joe? At the end of the year, if you're not in the playoffs, you're going to look back at these games. You're going to go, "Oh, why aren't we in the playoffs?" Oh, that's right. We lost to the Colts in week 4, and we lost to the Jags in week 6. Yeah, that's why we're not in the playoffs. The 2 winnable games we lost. And those, to me, these 2 games are 2 games. You have to be 3-3 with 11 games left. I think if you're 3-3, you've kind of weathered the storm, because you kind of expect them to lose next week. But if you win this week and you beat Tampa, you beat Jags and you lose to Tampa, you're 3-3 with 11 games left. You're in a really good spot to still fight for that playoff spot. And hopefully you're also improving over the next couple of weeks. So for me, these next 2 of the next 3 games, they have to be victories, dude. They have to.
The sense that I got,
if you want to go to the playoffs,
the sense that I got from the players this week is that they're a little bit embarrassed at what has happened in the last few games here, that they are focused, that they are on edge, that they are well prepared, that they have practiced hard throughout the week. I fully expect the Dolphins to play very, very well today.
Yeah, I'm hoping so, man. I'm hoping that they're able to do that. One more thing. Are you when you look at Austin Jackson, okay? Did you saw improvement in it? But physically, when I see that guy come to the podium and his arms are bigger than my legs, I mean, those arms are enormous, bro. I wonder how he struggles physically at times, because you look at him and he's well put together. So it's not like he lacks it physically and he's too short or unathletic or anything like that. He really doesn't have he doesn't lack any of the physical tools that you would figure he would need to succeed at this level.
No, it's technique, it's footwork, it's hand placement, it's keeping the feet moving. It's understanding leverage, understanding what an opposing player is trying to do to you. Is he trying to go inside or outside? What's the down and distance situation? What's the likely play call? There's all these things. Austin Jackson was considered a raw prospect, especially for a guy who was the 18th pick overall. He's not a guy who dominated in college like a Penei Sewell at Oregon, who has continued to dominate with the Detroit Lions. He was a guy who's going to take a little bit of time, maybe not as much time as a Noah Igbenogany, who's also a raw developmental prospect. But Jackson needs to do his developing on the field. And he needs to be better this week than he was last week. He was slightly better last week than the week before. So he needs to keep things moving in the right direction. Not to make excuses for him, but I do think that COVID had a little negative impact on him. So every week we get removed from his COVID, that should help him. That should help him.
All right, we'll wrap it up with this. What did you read into the Deshaun Watson talk this week? Because if there's one guy that I never flinch when he says something, it's Jake Laser. So when Jake Laser came out and said, hey, Houston's softening his stance, but then Josina Anderson, who does an excellent job in her own right, she kind of thoroughly went through, what's going on in his cases, civil and criminal investigations. It still doesn't sound to me like any of this stuff is going to be settled by November 2nd anyway. I still don't believe the league will allow any kind of a trade while none of that has been settled. They just have stayed back and allowed Houston to do what they're doing because it doesn't force their hand because he's not playing, he's not getting traded, so they don't have to really act right now. So I'm wondering, how do you read through all of this with the whole, obviously, Tua situation here? Miami considered the front runner, and then all the reports coming out from two different sources.
I don't know that the NFL would prohibit a Deshaun Watson trade. I think any team trying to acquire him, including the Dolphins, would need to know if that player is going to go on the commissioner's exempt list right away. And even if he were to be placed on the commissioner's exempt list, like that Dodgers pitcher who was accused of a bunch of things. Trevor Bauer or whatever.
Bauer, yeah.
If he was, that would not be all that big a deal for the Dolphins. That would be a long-term play for the Dolphins. So do I think the Dolphins would have interest in Deshaun Watson at the right price? Absolutely. Do I think that Tua Tagovailoa's, injury concerns and whether or not he's proven already that he's likely to live up to his draft status is a concern? Yes, absolutely. I think all these things are at play. I do caution you with the idea that it's my opinion that a lot of the Deshaun information is coming from Deshaun's camp, and Deshaun wants to be in Miami. Just keep that in mind.
All right, there you go. And you got the Dolphins winning today, correct?
I picked them to win by 3 to 7 points, but I just in general pick them to win. Pick them to win.
All right, let's do it. Let's hope they can win and get to 2-2. Joe, appreciate you as always, my friend. Enjoy the game. Thank you for taking some time.
Glad I was able to get things settled down here. Hopefully the Dolphins O-line will.
You got it, baby. You always are settled in. You are the man. Thank you, Joe. Looking sharp. There you go. Looks great, doesn't he? There he goes. He is money. That is Joe Shad with our American Dream Lending Miami Dolphins report.
When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee, and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today, 786-802-1727 or online at adreamlending.com.
All righty, we are back. We thank Joe Shad as always. You can catch Joe here on Thursdays and on Sundays. As always, we got 3 great insiders. You'll see Omar Mondays and Fridays and on game day. And then you'll get Alan Pupar on Wednesdays and on game day. Alan from Sports Illustrated and our Sportsgrill Miami Dolphins insider report. He joins us in the postgame show today. So will Omar. We still have my man Stephen Holder He's going to join us in hour number 2. He'll join us at 12:30. So we'll have some fun with Steven, and we'll talk some Colts, and we'll get his thoughts on what's going on with the Colts. Now, I didn't give you my picks for today. I did not do it on Friday, so I figured today I'll do it. We are so far 10-12 against the spread right now to start off the first 3 weeks. So we got to get back over 500. We had a good week last week, had a terrible week the week before. That really buried us. It was really our week 2 picks were just absolutely terrible. So we did much better in week 3. Let's see if we can pick it up here and have a big week this week. So far, we got the Tennessee -6 taking on the Jets. Look, the Jets, man, they've got a young quarterback. The kid has thrown already, several interceptions. Tennessee's defense is pretty good. I expect Derrick Henry to dominate in this game, and Tannehill does a nice job of managing the game. Tennessee's just a much better team than the Jets right now. I think they can win this game easily by a touchdown. So I'm going to lay the 6 with Tennessee here against the Jets, and I'm going with Tannehill and the boys to defeat the Jets. Plus, I mean, it's how could we want the Jets to win anything? You know what I'm saying? But they'll lose by enough here. So lay the 6 with Tennessee. Dallas is favored by 4.5, taking on the Panthers. And listen, Panthers are a good team. There's no doubt they've done a nice job, but I'm believing in Dallas, man. I'm believing in their offense. They got playmakers on defense. Their secondary has improved. They're getting some pass rush. They're laying 4.5, I think, because of their offense and as explosive as it is. And Zeke is back too. Zeke is playing well, playing hard. I'm going to lay the 4.5 with Dallas. And I'm going with the favorites here on the road, taking on the Panthers. All right, Cards versus the Rams. Now we've got the over and under is 54.5. I like actually the under in this game with Cards and Rams. Whoa, okay. Wait a minute. Let me see. We got the inactives. Trill Williams for the Dolphins, Noah Igbenogany, Preston Williams, Greg Little, and Hunter Long. Pretty much no surprises overall there right now. I mean, I'd love to see Noah, but Noah's not going to really play anyway, so it doesn't really matter. All right, over and under, Cards, Rams. You would figure that this is going to be a high-scoring game. I think there'll be some points on the board, but I don't think they're going to go over 54.5 here. I actually think that there's going to be a defensive struggle in this game. They've got 2 pretty good defenses. I can see this game staying under the 54.5. So that's what I'm going to ride here on this one. Under 54.5 Cards and Rams. I'm going to count on the defenses to show up more and cause more problems for the 2 offenses that are on the field. All right, Baltimore favored by 1 at Denver. Lamar Jackson is coming in banged up, has had some back issues. He's taken already 44 hits this year. This is something that eventually is going to catch up to the young man. If he never learns how to play from the pocket, which I don't think he can learn to play from the pocket because he would have done it already by now. He would have learned how to play more by the pocket. He is going to live and die by the run. Eventually, somebody will break him in half. I don't want it to happen because he's such a great young man. He's such a freak of a talent. But he's already coming in banged up in this game. Denver actually, with Teddy and company, they can take care of the ball. They have scored points. They've got enough weapons. They're at Denver. I like Denver's defense in this one. I'm going to go with Denver +1 here. I know Baltimore's the better team, but if Lamar's not healthy and he can't be himself, he can't beat you with his arm. It's not like he can sit in the pocket and beat you with the arm. He's got to run in order to beat you. And he's doing it with a bad back. I don't even know if he makes it through the whole game, but he's a tough kid. I'm going to go Denver +1 here. I think Denver wins this game against the Baltimore Ravens. So I'm going to go with the shocker, Broncos +1. Pittsburgh at Green Bay. Over and under is 45 in this one. I think Green Bay is going to end up lighting up Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh's going to play catch-up in this game. They have struggled on offense. Big Ben does not look like himself. He looks a lot like the Big Ben you saw last year that was already running out of gas. He kind of looks like that now. I don't care how much weight he lost. Your arm's your arm, dude. If it's toast, you can't do anything about that. I'm going to go with the over 45 here because I'm counting on Green Bay alone to score 30 points. I really do. I think Rodgers and company, I know Pittsburgh's got a terrific pass rush, but I think Green Bay and that quarterback will get rid of the ball quickly and get the ball in their playmakers' hands, allow them to make plays. And I think Green Bay doesn't have a great defense. So I think Pittsburgh will be able to put up some points. I think they'll barely get over the 45. I was really close to taking the under, but I'm going to go over 45 here, Pittsburgh and Green Bay. It's kind of a close one, but I'm going to lean for the over 45, Pitt at Green Bay. Tonight, Tampa, favored by 7 at New England. Listen, Mac Jones is not the next Tom Brady, okay? I know that, the media and all that stuff were absolutely going crazy about all this from Mac Jones and practice. You know what I mean? You cannot, this is my problem when you get all excited, Albert Wilson, about people running around in shorts. You know what I mean? You can't do that. And so this kid struggled to actually put up points in the preseason, and he has struggled in the regular season. He has struggled on third down. He's the most blitz quarterback in the NFL, which Tampa knows that. Tampa's going to blitz him. Brady is so motivated to thoroughly embarrass Belichick today. They want to win, not by 7. I think they want to win this game by 20 points or more. I am going to lay the 7 here. I think Tampa wins easily by 10 or more points. I told you in the offseason that New England would struggle to be 500 again. I never believed the hype. I never fell into the hype. They're going to fall into the abyss. They're going to do it again. They're not even going to get to 500 again this year. You will see. And New England will lose big. So, recapping. Tennessee -6 versus the Jets. Dallas -4.5 versus the Panthers. I've got the Cards, Rams under 54.5. I've got Denver +1 at home against Baltimore. I've got the over 45 Pitt at Green Bay. And I've got Tampa -7 at New England. The most anticipated game in regular season history in a long, long, long time. All right? There you go. My money says Colts running back Jay Taylor, who we passed on for that CB, that can't make the active roster, kills us today. Great job, Gert. There you go. Albert Wilson's going to show you big. Oh, I hope he does. He's wearing a Dolphin uniform. I want everybody in a Dolphin uniform to tear ass. So I hope Albert Wilson has 200 yards receiving today, bro. I'm not rooting against Albert Wilson. I'm just, don't believe in Albert Wilson. And I've been right. Dolphins need to protect home field and not just today. Bring the beast. I don't know if Brian can help them out at all. I don't think he's that agile. I would love to see a more West Coast offense, man. Spread the offense out. Have Waddle in the slot. Let's go, Fins. You do know that Waddle does play the slot, right? I don't know. Have you noticed that Waddle's in the slot? I don't know, because I guess he hasn't noticed that Waddle's in the slot. It's more of a West Coast offense, which, do they throw deep? No, they throw all kind of a West Coast type. Their offense does resemble West Coast. Waddle does play in the slot. You got your wish, and you didn't even know that you got your wish. Remember, text line 855-912-1056. If you don't want to put it on the chat board there, we can read your text on the air there on the text line at 855-912-1056. 1056. The Yahoo email, bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. Of course, YouTube, for those of you on YouTube, you can send in your questions, your comments, your insults, all on YouTube. Twitter, Big O Show. And of course, if you want to make a donation to the program and help us grow, Cash App or Venmo, Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show if you want to get in on the program. By the way, Bucks and Pats tonight at 8 o'clock, 8:20. I'm looking forward to that game. When we're done here, I'm sure both of us are going to be racing home, although Sean probably is still doing some work while watching the game. But what's it called? I'm looking forward to this game, man. I really am. And I'm one of those guys that the more you see the situation, the more I give Brady credit for that success, especially when you watch him go to Tampa and win it. And if he goes out and wins it again, and also I'm a Dolphins fan, so why would I want the Patriots to win? Like, the Bucs don't affect my world at all, but the Patriots do. And nothing makes me happier than watching the Patriots lose and the Jets lose and the Bills lose. I mean, life is good when those teams are losing. You know what I'm saying? And there's no doubt in my mind that Brady has the ultimate motivation today to go out and bury this team. He wants to thoroughly embarrass them. He is so emotionally psyched to stick it to Belichick that he's not thinking about the great times at Gillette. He's not thinking about the fans. That guy's going to walk in with blinders on. He's not going to hear the stadium. He's not going to think about anything. He's just going to think about kicking their ass. All these people that think, oh, he's going to get emotional and this and that. Dude, that guy is ruthless. It's like Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson was Mr. Smile, and everybody loved his incredible personality and all that. But when you got on that court with that mofo and you were playing against him, he wanted to cut your heart out, dude. There was no nostalgia. There was none of that crap. There was nothing. It was, I'm going to beat your ass. So these kind of dudes, they're wired differently. This stuff about emotions and all that stuff, and yeah, man, that's for us 50, 60-year-old guys that are watching movies nowadays that we like cry for anything. You know, that's for us softies. Like I catch myself now, get my eyes watering and shedding a tear or two nowadays for movies that I would have never done that 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. Cold, ruthless. You know what I mean? You're younger. You're hardened more. As you get older, you mellow out a little more and all that stuff. And the stuff that didn't get to you gets to you. Well, he is in that stage where he is still ruthless. When he knows it's the final year and it's over, and he's going to play in Gillette, then that year, maybe if he's playing in Gillette that year, maybe he will allow himself to get emotional. But he's out for blood. He's out for another title. The beauty of the guys like Michael Jordan and Tom Brady and Magic Johnson and, you know, these kind of dudes that have 4,000 championships, they really don't rest on their laurels. They really don't care about what they did in the past. To them, it's more important to add more to your legacy than it is to continue to actually hang on your legacy. And that's what drives a guy like that. Like it drives him to be the greatest of all time and put it in a place where there's never going to be a doubt again. I mean, the guy goes out and wins another one. Are you effing kidding me? Not only are you the first dude to lead two different teams, well, no, because Peyton Manning did it, but whatever, that was kind of half-assed. But what I'm saying is you led 2 teams. Now you're going to do it twice with 2 teams? Are you kidding me? Are you joking? That's what this is all about for him. So the kind of motivation that Brady has tonight, there will be no feelings here. He's not going to be going in his feelings. He's not going to be going in his heart. None of that stuff. He's going to be going for your heart. He's going to be going for your jugular. That's it. He is like a ruthless, you name it. Doesn't matter. Ruthless company that is just gobbling up other companies and becoming this enormous corporation. You know what I'm saying? Ruthless in whatever type of world you want to look at, that somebody can be ruthless in and dominate. That's where he's at right now. So that emotion stuff, that's gone tonight. He is motivated tonight. Motivated to thoroughly embarrass. Because he already added a lot of embarrassment last year. Because they weren't even in the playoffs, and he's lifting the Lombardi trophy. You know, that's an indictment on your team right there. You lose that guy, and you lost everything. And right now, you're not headed for the playoffs again. And right now, he's headed for the playoffs, and he's playing the best football in the NFL. I mean, he's got like 400 touchdowns already, like in a couple games. He's got like the second most in NFL history through the first 3 games. Guy's on a tear, dude. And he's going to tear down the Patriots tonight. So, lay the 7. That's what I say. Bucks Pats tonight. And can you imagine being Mac Jones? I mean, that sucks. You're playing like crap right now because you're a rookie. So you're hitting that rookie wall right away. Now you're the most blitz quarterback, so people think they can blitz you and get to you and all that. You're not winning. You're not scoring points. Oh, and by the way, now you're home tonight and you're going to play the most decorated player in the history of your team. And he just won the Super Bowl with another team. So he's the most decorated player on your franchise, and he's the most decorated player in the history of the game, period. And you're supposed to be the guy that makes the fan base forget him. And you're the guy that's going to be standing on the sidelines listening to fans cheer that guy on and show their love. And if you don't perform well, then this is the standard that you're being held to. I mean, it's an impossible situation to be in. It's like being Ted Williams' kid or Pete Rose or Michael Jordan or David Beckham or, something like that. Like, I don't even want to deal with that if I'm a kid that I've got to follow in my dad's footsteps and I'm trying to play the same game. Oh my God. It's very few and far between where you get Ken Griffey Sr. and then here comes Junior, who ends up being better than Senior. More often than not, Junior fails miserably and can't even come close to Senior. Well, right now, Mac Jones is considered Tom Brady Jr., right? Oh, he looks like, right? That was the talk for the entire offseason. Well, I don't know. I think Mac Jones is going to be the best of the bunch. Mac Jones is going to be a franchise. And maybe he is. But right now, those people are looking really stupid because they made it sound like Mac Jones was going to make a seamless transition from Alabama to the NFL and that he was just going to play just like Tom Brady. That's how they made it sound. And all it is now, it's like it's like you're stacking stuff up. You know that game where you got to like take a stack of whatever, like cups, and then you go and you got to add the stack, and then you go back to the other table on the other side, and you've got to have the stack intact, and then add another stack, and then it's got to grow that way, and then you got to lay it down and all that. That's what's going on with Mac Jones right now. They're just stacking it and stacking it and stacking it, and he's got to try to balance it all as he's trying to get to the other table. And it just becomes, and tonight he has to now try to overcome the fact that he's not winning, to overcome the fact that he can't score, to overcome the fact that he's turning over the ball. Now he's also got to overcome the fact that here comes the greatest player of all time in franchise history and in NFL history. And hey, kid, you got to beat him. Mac Jones is in a personal hell right now that I would never want to be in. All right. Good stuff as always. 855-912-1056. If you want to get in on the text line, that's 855-912-1056. If you want to get in on the text line, we are here at Sportsgrill in Miami Lakes, where we are for every game here for the first 8 games. The last 9, we will be at the Bird Road location of Sportsgrill. So come on out here, man. Join us. Come have some delicious food, some delicious wings. Watch the games out here with us. We get to talk a little Dolphins football throughout the game, and then we'll be here for the post-game show. Have a good time. Let's see. What else do we have here? Let me go through the texts. Some of you, I was answering some texts this morning, and some of you are still on the, let's fire Manny Diaz. And it's like, yeah, you can fire him, but you're just going to get another Manny Diaz. Anybody at all would like to see a head coaching capacity in a utopian scenario that could make the U respectable again? Yeah, that definitely won't happen. That's for damn sure. Good morning, Big O. Game day, baby. Your show has become a pregame routine in our home. Love your work. Hey, do you think we'll be able to establish the run today and open the deep ball? Looking forward to a big play from Waddle. Fins up from San Antonio. Declan Taylor. Declan, let me tell you something. They had success running the ball last week. So you need to run the ball again this week. You've got to run the ball. And I mentioned it already. The Colts are 28th against the run, 140 yards per game. Malcolm Brown and Myles Gaskin had really good days last week. Gaskin averaged 5 yards a carry. Brown averaged 4 yards a carry. So the offensive line did enough for running. Let's get it done. And you're right. It could open up the pass. Also, it could open up for some play action for Jacoby Brissett. I think that would be very important. It would also be very important that he doesn't do any stupid things like throw, behind the line of scrimmage in his own end zone. That would also help. So let's hope that Jacoby makes the right decisions. But running the ball is imperative today. You want to wear these guys down. You want them sucking wind in the second half. You want to build some confidence with your O-line. Allow them to beat somebody up. That would be nice. That would be a lot of fun. I want to see the line succeed. So run blocking would be a great way to do it. So I am 1,000% with you there, Declan, on running the ball. Dolphins need to run the ball today. I'm a Michigan college football fan, and Captain Dink and Dunk is not better than Marino and Elway. Rules favor QBs these days. Brian from Illinois. I guess you're saying that Tua's Dink and Dunk? I mean, I think it's that because you don't have an offensive line that gives you any time to go downfield. I think part of the problem for some of you out there is you haven't given anything any time to develop. So you've already made a determination that this is what it is and this is the end product. And I don't believe that this offensive line right now is the end product. I don't believe Tua is the end product right now. I mean, there's a lot of things that I'm not ready to just give up on. A lot of you have already clearly given up on a lot of things. The Dolphins office needs to wake up and run the ball more, or the Dolphins coaching staff? I'm not sure. I don't know what you mean by office. Oh, the offense. The Dolphins offense is what you mean, not office. Okay. All right, that makes sense then. Copy percent music, spread the ball more. Copy percent music, spread. Huh? Oh, Jacoby Brissett must spread the ball more. Oh, okay. That's copy percent, Jacoby Brissett. Okay. Okay. Check, spell check. You're like a spell check master. You're like a deciphering spell check master. Holy crap. All right, let's take a quick break. Give us a couple minutes. We get ready for hour number 2. In hour number 2, I got a bunch of things that I want to talk about. I want to talk a little bit about some of the injuries for the team. I want to talk a little bit about Shula. They are celebrating the life of Shula. But I have a point I want to make about the Shula celebration that we need to really focus in on, and so does the organization. I definitely want to get into that. We also had the Deshaun Watson talk, also part of the whole deal. So I've got a couple of things that I want to share with you guys also. When we come back on the other side, we will continue talking a little Dolphins and Colts as we get ready for the 1 o'clock start. Come on out here. Join us at Sportsgrill in Miami Lakes, man. We'll be out here all day, and we'll be doing the post-game show. Come back and join us for the post-game show. We'll have Flo's press conference. We'll have the players. We'll get their reaction. You'll get our reaction. We'll have Omar Kelly and Alan Poupar. The most complete pre- and post-game show without any politics right here on the Big O Radio Show.
For over 16 years, EJDConstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDConstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
This is the Big O Show.
There's many ways to support our program, from subscribing and liking the show to visiting our terrific sponsors. Another way is using Cash App. If you would like to donate to the show and help us grow, download Cash App and search Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. We appreciate your support as we continue to build the best sports show on the planet for South Florida sports fans. Support the Big O Show by using Cash App and donate to Cash Big O Show. Thank you for your incredibly loyal support.
This is the Big O Show.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sportsgrill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sportsgrill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available, from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sportsgrill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sportsgrill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All righty. Welcome back. Heading into the final hour of the program. We get you ready for it. Are you feeling good, man? Because I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I think this is going to be one of those gritty, tough games. I get it that this is, we're not looking at the Dolphins as the greatest show on turf, and this is I get all of that, but I count on a guy like Flo because this is what I've watched the first 2 years. I've watched his teams get better. And, we talk a little bit about how last week you saw the offense get a little better. They were able to run the ball at times. I mean, you actually saw Austin Jackson pancake a dude. I mean, he flattened that guy, bro. I was so pumped last week when I saw that video of Austin Jackson because, I'm pulling for the kid. He's a Dolphin. I want everybody wearing that uniform to have success. I mean, it's my favorite team. I want them to win. You know what I mean? I don't sit here like some of you, like, some of you out there that you're already so negative. You're already like pulling against the team and stuff like that. That's not really what I'm all about. I want these guys to succeed. Plus, I'm not really big on quitting on young people unless I already know that there's a problem from the get-go. And I don't think that there's a problem here. I just think that there's a lot of youth and inexperience. And if there's something that I could pick on the front office and Coach Flo about, it would be that they went too young on the offensive line. And that's the one thing that I can pick on them and say, yeah, they probably rolled the dice and they probably went too young and they should have probably purchased at least two really, 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 really good to great offensive linemen in free agency. Yes, and thoroughly overpay, unfortunately. But if you have an injury-prone quarterback, you've got to do your best to protect him. And I can argue that the Dolphins didn't do good enough to protect Tua. I can argue that. That's a fair argument. But I'm not ready to give up on anybody in the front office. I'm not ready to give up on Coach Flo because, listen, so far I'm not impressed with Justin Coleman whatsoever. Like, I don't even think he belongs on the team. But that's a Flo call. While I know that Gruer signed him, you can tell it's Flo because he's a former Patriot. So he's brought on several Patriots. And Kyle Van Noy last year, I'm sure that's a Flo thing. He didn't play up to snuff. And he was all right, but obviously Flo was like, yeah, not worth the money. Let's go. And he's got control over the 53. So there's a lot of things that the coach has influenced himself. Because if you're a GM, sure, you want to make the last call on personnel decisions, but you also want to work with your coach. And if your coach has players he's worked with and he's comfortable with, a lot of times the general manager will then, take care of that for the coach and say, okay, well, you know him. You know how he plays. Okay. They're not going to be perfect. But I have seen improvements 2 straight years. And what I laugh at and what I get amused by with a lot of you out there is you've already given up on a man that has proven that his teams improve every year, and you're 3 games in and you've given up on the players and on the coach and on the front office without allowing them to actually finish the season. So then you can make a determination, have you improved or not? You're already assuming all players have failed. The coaching staff is a failure. The front office is a failure. Let's get rid of them. And yet, that's why I'm telling you, you gotta be patient because things may change. Last week, the offensive line actually played a little better. What about if this week they come out and play even better? And all of a sudden, you start to see real improvement. And if you win 2 out of the next 3 games, and you're 3-3 after the first 6, it's not the end of the world. It's you look at the losses, and while some of them, the Buffalo loss was ugly, I get it, but you're supposed to lose to Buffalo, and you're supposed to lose to Tampa, and so, 3-3 is not the end of the world with 11 games left. Now, you lose today, or you lose to Jacksonville, yeah, or you lose both, oh my God. Yeah, I get that. But it hasn't happened yet, and there's already a bunch of you that are already off the bandwagon and not believing in anything that will get better. And that hasn't been the case overall. Defense needs to help the offense. Alex, that's something that I wanted to talk about today. And you're 1,000% right. The defense needs to help the offense every week. Dude, the money's on defense. You're paying your corners. You just paid your linebacker a lot of money. Emmanuel Ogbah. Dude, you want money, right? Get some sacks. You want a big-ass contract? Get some sacks. Jalen Phillips is a first-round pick. Get some sacks. So the defense has no excuses. And, I know how you put like the defense has to, help them sometimes. No, every week. And they failed. So today, go out there and don't allow Taylor on the first. Are you going to allow a 40-yard run here on the first run for the Colts by Taylor? Is that what you're going to do with Jonathan Taylor today? No, shut his ass down. Make it harder for weak-ankled Carson Wentz to beat you, man. So I think the defense needs to come out with a dominant performance today. They haven't had one. They need to put together a performance where the defensive tackles are doing their jobs and making life impossible in the middle of the field. Linebackers need to fly around. Ogbah needs to get to – this quarterback can't move, bro. Go get him. Jalen Phillips, let's go, kid. Get your first one today. So to me, one of the main keys of this game has to be the defense. How about making life a lot easier for your offense for once this season? So I'm with you all the way on that. Defense must show up today. No excuses. Can't keep waiting. They need you badly. Because every time we yes, I would want the offense to play better. I want Brissett to play better. I want all of that to happen. But the defense has to be a key today. They better show up and get it done. 855-912-1056 is the text line. That's 855-912-1056. Please smash the hell out of the like button. It is incredibly important that you smash that like button and give us a little love there overall on the show. And we come on, man, we got to pick it up on the like button there. Not a lot of smashing of the like button. We got well over 200 people watching right now in 79. Let's go, man. Let's go. I want to feel that passion. Give me a smash the like because you love your Dolphins, because you love the show, because you want us to grow. Please smash the like button. More Dolphins will find the show and the family can grow even more. So it's really, really important that you smash the like button, folks. Rich V says, let's get Devontae Parker involved early and often. Colts are going to be keying on Waddle. Same Michael says, Van Noy was brought in for his leadership as well as his play on the field. We could use his leadership right now. They could use his play, bro. I was just talking about the defense and all that. And they clearly weren't happy enough with his defense for the money that they were paying him. Got you from North Carolina, from New York City. Thank you, Raul. Appreciate you. Andrew Pereira says, love my fins and Big O. Thank you. Scummy says, fins up, me gusta button. There you go. That's it. Seti says, no smash for you. You hurt my feelings. Well, I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. I would love for this team to find an offensive identity. The dink and dunk Adam Gase offense has to go. Everybody would like a better offense, my man. I think the coaches would like a better offense. That's for sure. Guns and Roses tonight after a nice Fins victory. All right, Miami. Way to go. Enjoy yourself, my brother. I am not going myself, but you go and enjoy yourself. I have seen Guns N' Roses several times, but that is going to be a fun show, and you'll get to see Wolfie and his band, so that'll be good. What is it? It was the original name of Van Halen, Mammoth or whatever it's called. I forgot now. That was the original name of the Van Halen band, and so he called it. Now I think it's like Mammoth or something like that. Every time I think of Mammoth, I think of the Mammoth race car for Speed Racer. Anybody remember the Mammoth race car? It's like a bus that was like 8 buses attached to each other. Anybody remember that thing? Mammoth, right? It was? Oh, okay, I was right. It is Mammoth. So you'll get to see Wolfie too do his thing. And he sounds good, by the way. Good job. Let's see. I agree that our defense needs to show up today with a dominant performance. They better, man. Just got in here, but do you have any stat predictions for Jacoby? This is a revenge game for Brissett. I mean, look, dude, the only thing that I've mentioned with Jacoby needs to stay away from the brain farts. Okay, the brain fart plays are the ones that Jacoby has to stay away from. But outside of that, he's got to kind of keep his emotions in check because it is a revenge game for Jacoby. That's all. He can't allow his emotions to get the best of him, is the way Jacoby's got to play this game. That's what I would tell you. By the way, we encourage you to come on out here to Sportsgrill in Miami Lakes as we get ready for the game at 1 o'clock, man. We're going to have a lot of fun out here. Got some great food. Got TVs everywhere. Nice, comfortable atmosphere. We're right off the Palmetto 154th. So when you get off on 154th, you go west, and we're right there on the right side, that shopping center there with the Publix and the Outback Steakhouse and all that. We are there, so come on out here, man, and enjoy some special grilled wings. Ed Marti, thank you, sir. I appreciate you, my man. He says, smash, smash. Only 70-something smashed. Almost 250 enjoying the show. Exactly. Let's go. Let's pick it up, man. I'm with you there. Got to pick it up. Where are we at right now? We're at 135, so we picked it up. Well, we got 250 watching. Let's go. Let's get this thing to 400 or 500 today, man. Get more people watching, more people on board. Raul Rodriguez says, do you guys ever come to the Sportsgrill in Kendall or South Miami? Maybe we will, Raul, for something else. I don't know. But for these first 8 games, we'll be here in Miami Lakes. The last 9 games will be at Bird Road and 114th. So you can come to the one on Bird Road and 114th, which is a little closer if you don't want to drive out here to Miami Lakes and join us, okay? Would love for you guys to join us out here. There is a tingle in the air that Jakeem is getting a return touchdown today. Scummy, that would be nice. A little special teams jolt would be very good for the team. Call of Duty 1 says there is an alleged story that Flores wants Herbert. Thoughts? Yes, and Greer wanted Herbert in the offseason too. That offseason, Greer also reports were that he liked Justin Herbert. What do you believe, dude? So if the coach wanted Herbert that badly, I think they would have ended up with Herbert. They get him everything else, all the New England players he wants. So I don't know what to believe at this point because Chris Greer wanted Justin Herbert. Go look at the pre-draft stories. There was a couple stories out there that Chris Greer likes Justin Herbert. Wonder if I could find one of those headlines on Google now that Chris Greer liked Justin Herbert. I remember that story. And I remember when that first happened, people were like, because at that moment, remember, at that moment, people were like, oh, well, this guy's an introvert and all that stuff. And so I had people calling me or, calling me on the show or sending me a text or whatever. And they were saying, man, he better not like that kid. Typical of the Dolphins that he would like that kid. So what do we believe? Let me see. I want to see if I see any of these reports and see if says Justin Herbert, both very talented players. I would have to take some time to look at it. But I know that I remember there were Chris Greer offers message to Miami Dolphin fans begging team to pick Tua. So many of you wanted Tua. It's not even funny. But there were stories out there. Because I remember fans were like, and I told you then what I'll tell you now. I don't know if it's true or not. Nobody really knows. It's just stuff that they throw out there. You know what I mean? It's usually what it is. Fuller is active today. Yes, he is. Fuller is back and playing. So it's all good. He just needs to now, hopefully get in a groove now. Big O, please don't talk bad about my great New York football Jets and the amazing play of Zach Wilson. Laughing my ass off. Listen, obviously as a Dolphin fan, we take pleasure and pride in watching the Jets suffer. I get all of that. But even with Zach Wilson sucking and throwing all those interceptions, I would still say he's young. He's got, you got to give him a couple years to see if you have anything or not. But you got to give the kid some time to learn and let him make mistakes. This isn't an easy league, man. Dolphin offensive line and linebackers are concerning. Hope Flo can coach these units out of their funk. Michael Rodriguez says, let's go, Big O. We need a win if we're going to make a playoff push when Tua comes back. I agree. Lena Pudi says, whenever there is some definitive blame, it goes to the owner and to the media outlets exclaim somehow validating their stories. They blame it on our owner. I mean, I don't know. I'm not. Why am I going to worry about who liked Justin Herbert or if they like Justin Herbert or not? They ended up picking Tua. So Flo and Greer and everybody else must have been very comfortable with Tua. And the problem is with so many of you, you're so worried about Justin Herbert because you've given up on Tua already. So then you need to go find some justification that somebody wanted him, so that way you can then create some controversy and say, well, then they were probably fighting amongst themselves about it, and now we're doing it. So that makes you feel, better about this whole situation. To me, it just sounds like a waste of time. Herbert's not a Dolphin. Tua is. So let's focus on Tua and let's see how he develops. And let's go through time and let's see what Justin Herbert does over the next couple of years and what kind of games does he win? Does he lead the team to the playoffs? Is he performing at a high level in playoff situations, in pressure situations? And is Tua doing the same, or is he falling by the wayside? So we can actually make a real determination of where they stand. But for now, why am I going to worry about who liked Justin Herbert and who liked Tua and all that? You ended up with Tua. This is who you drafted. All right, so then let's just wait till they actually play. Let's give Tua the time to actually develop. Let's be fair to everybody here. Let's see Justin Herbert in a lot of pressure situations. See how he handles it, how Zach Martin handles it, how Mac Jones handles it. Before we make a determination on any of these young guys, let's see when they're in positions when they've got to prove themselves and they've got to win and they've got to lift their teams. That's when we find out which one of these cats is a real franchise quarterback. To me, it's just so odd that we've got to go out of our way to already trash what's going on when you don't even have enough evidence and you could easily be proven wrong. Hall of Fame quarterback Troy Aikman's first year with Dallas won with 15 losses. Yes, I know. He was terrible. He had a bad year. So what? It's normal, right? And I know that's what you mean, that sometimes guys have terrible years and they go on to have great careers. This fan base has zero patience. You are right. You are right, Xavier. You are so right. Baker is disappointing after he got paid, Lobo Sr. says. Pipe Man Slim, are you a plumber? That's what Billy Bob's asking. Lena Pooty says, I did and still do support Tua, but rather than think Watson, how about the idea of Desmond Ridder in aqua and orange? I'm just not ready to talk about any other quarterback until I've watched Tua enough, and then I'm convinced he's not the guy. Until I see Tua enough, I just don't believe that talking about anybody else, I just think it's a waste of time. That's all. All right, let's do this. Let's take a quick break. Give us a couple minutes here. When we come back, Stephen Holder is going to join us from The Athletic. He covers the Colts on a daily basis. We'll get his thoughts on the opposing team that is facing the Miami Dolphins today. Remember, you want to get in, 855-912-1056 is the text line, 855-912-1056. Twitter, Big O Show. Email, Big O Radio Show @yahoo.com. Cash App and Venmo, Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. Sean Stanley by my side. We are at Sportsgrill in Miami Lakes. When we come back, Stephen Holder will join us. We'll continue our conversations as we get you ready for Dolphins and Colts at the top of the hour.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sportsgrill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sportsgrill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sportsgrill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sportsgrill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show. Judge, you tuned in to the hottest sports radio.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Lando, a.k.a. the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843
That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Dolphins to the heat, well, you know what I mean. Monday to Friday, lollipop blow in the...
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchased with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Show on the radio, the top's where we gonna go, Miami, that's the way we roll.
Folks, you can support the hardest working sports talk show in South Florida through Cash App or Venmo. Just search Cash Big O Show. Support us through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. We thank you for your incredible support.
On the morning show, Big O, no one has a similar show. Talk sports, talk plays, talk...
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Live and direct, because nobody do it better than Big O in the set. From sunrise, listen live.
When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today. 786-802-1727 or online at adreamlending.com.
All righty, we are back, and we promised you that Stephen Holder would be kind enough to join us. My buddy out in Indianapolis does an excellent job of covering the Colts. He is the senior writer for The Athletic, covering the Colts. And, of course, you can follow him, like I and many others do, at Holder Stephen. Stephen, how you doing, my friend? Stephen, can you hear me? I think he's got something to mute, or I don't know. We don't even have a picture. I got no picture of Stephen. All right. So we got to reconnect here with Stephen. We'll get him back on, and we'll get rocking and rolling. Guido, by the way, Mon Premier says, if I ever mess up, I want Big O to be my lawyer. Dude is a ride and die. Big O, we're just having buyer's remorse with Tua. That's all. Well, just let's give Tua a little time. That's all I'm saying. Just, give the young man an opportunity to grow. 10 games and 9 plays are not enough to develop any quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I just would love to give the young man the proper amount of time to develop in the proper offensive line. Do we have him yet? We have him? Steven, you there?
I am. I was getting a bad connection, but I'm good now. You hear me?
I got you, baby. How you doing, my man? You doing all right?
I'm doing great, man. It's good to be home. It's good to be home.
Yeah, that's right. How's the family? Everybody good?
Everybody's hanging in there, just always good to catch up with everybody, and it's never enough time.
No, yeah, I know, man. I feel you. Interesting season for the Colts, right? I mean, it's just it's the nightmare we've been in here, obviously, since Marino, and there's been 4,000 QBs, and now we've got a bunch of people in the Dolphin Nation that have no patience for Tua, and they've given up on Tua, and the dilemma that you guys have gone through, where they were fortunate, they had luck, but obviously that luck ran out, and then now they went with the Carson Wentz deal, and in a way it's kind of like Tua. Both teams took gambles on injury-prone quarterbacks, and right now it looks like the Colts are paying the price for that.
Yeah, look, I mean, right now in this league, what do you have? You have teams that have really solid quarterback situations. And then you have teams like these that are trying to figure it out. And until you do, you are in the other group. You're in that group that is just trying and scratching and clawing to get to become part of that other category. Now you can piece it together at times. You know, the Colts have done this. They did it with Phillip Rivers last year, won 11 games, went to the playoffs, had a chance to win at Buffalo. But that's hard. You can't sustain that long term, right? You got to figure out a long-term solution, and that's where they're both at right now. It is really, it was not always this way. It's always been this way on some level, but I think it's become much more pronounced now, and these two teams are a great example of it. What else matters, right? What else matters for the Dolphins until they figure that out? It's the same with the Colts. Where are you until you figure that out? None of it really matters that much.
Let me tell you something, dude. I was a monster Wentz guy coming out of school.
Yeah.
And when he went to the Senior Bowl, he dominated, he took over, and then obviously he came into the league and he was a monster. I mean, he played some great football, made throws that very few people can make in this league. And then the injuries started, and the injuries have mounted. And to me, he's been a guy that has been, I think he's lost his edge and his confidence because of all those injuries. Do you feel that, and I know he's got more injuries now with the two ankles, but what is the feeling like in Indianapolis? Because the quarterback is the guy, the head coach was the guy that was with him when he was having success. Do people feel like that he's the guy to reach him, or do you feel like he's kind of, been worn down because of all these injuries?
I think he has the right guy. I think Frank Reich is, if anybody can get him back on track, I do think it's Frank Reich. Now, here's the thing. We are not getting the real version of Carson Wentz right now. I mean, he's got two bad ankles. What can we really tell, right? I don't know if he's going to ever be that guy you talked about. I don't know if he's ever going to be that guy again. I have no idea. But I certainly can't tell right now. And that's just the shame of it. But then again, that is the dilemma with him. The injuries are, I think, a bigger concern than all of the bad play that people want to talk about. The interceptions and the poor decisions under pressure. To me, the injuries are the bigger concern. When this trade went down, I liked the trade, but I also had a caveat, and I always felt like, okay, but can he stay healthy? That was going to be the question. And I thought if there was ever a bigger question, it was that. Because listen, I went back and I watched a lot of tape on this guy, and I will also tell you, the first couple of days of training camp before his that was a foot injury in training camp where he had the surgery, we saw that playmaker. We saw that Andrew Luck-like guy. And I was like, man, you know what? I can see this working. But again, you got to be available.
Right. Yeah. And he was special, man. His first couple of years, he was great. Now, from an outsider's point of view, how do you view Tua? Do you view him the same way that you're more concerned about his injuries, or after watching him for 10 games and 9 plays, have you made an assessment that he's not the guy and can't have success at this level? How do you view Tua from an outsider's point of view?
So I want to see more. I think we need to see more. The question is, will the injuries allow that on a consistent basis? It's a very, very similar question, right? There are different stages of their careers, Tua and Carson, but the questions are similar. I think obviously Carson has more of a track record and proved himself at least at one point. Tua is still trying to do that. Now, the other example I can take from Indianapolis is, look, rookie quarterbacks develop at different paces. I can give you one example, Peyton Manning, okay? Peyton Manning had a rough go his rookie year. Okay, he still has the has the rookie interception record. Okay, all right. Peyton Manning, he's got a gold jacket now, right? And so my point is, and it also, by the way, took him, I believe, 4 years to get to the postseason. So, and that it doesn't get much better than that. I think in my mind, there's, and I'm biased, but there's 3 quarterbacks in my mind: Dan Marino, Tom Brady, and Peyton Manning. That's the trinity. It's the holy trinity of quarterbacks, right? And so my point to you is a long way of saying it takes time. We don't know with Tua. We don't know. But again, you got to be available. And until he is on a consistent basis, he can't build on what he did last week if he's not available next week, and then and on and on and on. So it's a process, but you got to be available to be able to stack those performances together, and that's just been his problem.
Stephen Holder joining us. He covers the Colts on a daily basis for The Athletic. You can follow him on Twitter at Holder Stephen. How concerned should Colts fans be about the team today, and how beatable are they for Miami? Because I look at it, it looks like 2/3 of the line is banged up or out of this game. Jonathan Taylor's going to play, but he's not 100% overall. The quarterback's playing with 2 bum ankles. I almost feel like this is the kind of game that Miami can fix a lot of ills. But you tell me, how are you viewing this game between these two teams?
It really is going to be a matter of which team can take more advantage of the other team's weaknesses because they have quite a few. So for me, yes, the Colts offensive line, it's in a bad way right now, right? They're missing 2 starters, including Quentin Nelson, who basically is the driving force behind their running game. So that is a big impact. I mean, he's the best pulling guard in the game. Okay, so you're going to lose that today. They got to find another way to generate yards on the ground. Now, what I would also say, though, is Carson Wentz is very limited, I think. I mean, last week, I've never seen a quarterback more limited. I really question whether he should have played. The only reason he played is because the backup options were so bad. So he's better this week, but he's not 100%, not even close. So there's certainly some weaknesses for Miami to exploit. However, I think this is an opportunity for the Colts pass rush to get going.
Okay.
It hasn't really generated much, but this is an opportunity. And they're missing Kwity Paye, first round pick.
You mean you're expecting them to have success against that amazing offensive line of the Dolphins?
Call me crazy. Call me crazy. But look, I think that's the key. Look, I love Jacoby. I mean, as a guy, and I think he had some great moments for the Colts as well. But I think you can also, he's going to be a guy who doesn't make the quickest decisions. So if you can get some rush on him, I think you're going to force him to check it down. And he won't make a lot of mistakes, but he won't drive that ball down the field. If you can get some pressure, he'll check it down, and you can keep the football in front of you. And that's how you end up like he had last week with 4 yards per attempt, which isn't going to get it done.
Right. Can I ask you something? Because you were around Jacoby a lot.
Yeah. Know him very well.
And you're right that he doesn't turn over the ball a lot, but he has some brain fart moments, and he's only played a couple of weeks.
Yes.
And he threw an ugly interception by the sideline a couple of weeks ago, and then last week, common sense tells you, dude, yeah, I get you had 5 options. That was not one you're supposed to do in your own end zone. Yep. And again, and so is that a characteristic that he'll have a brain fart moment? He won't make a lot of mistakes, but there'll be that brain fart moment, because that's kind of the impression I'm getting.
I think there's a lot of truth to that, and I also think that he also has a tendency to not take advantage of opportunities. So I'll give you an example. On that play, because I cover the rest of the league too, I went back and I looked at that play and the safety. And you probably saw this too. You can see it on the film. Isn't there a guy open in the middle of the field?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. You're right. Okay. That to me, I mean, it's unforgivable. You cannot do that. You cannot. It's absolutely unforgivable. Especially a veteran quarterback. It cannot happen, period. So there are some moments like that. He also has some moments where he can keep a play alive, like almost like Ben Roethlisberger too. And so that's where he shows his value in terms of how physical he can be. He's tough to bring down. Those are really good attributes, but they get offset when you do stuff like that.
Right. I'm with you. All right, Steven, let's wrap it up with this, because I know you got to get to work. What's the prediction? What did you write in The Athletic? What happens today?
So I probably stupidly just said this on our local TV. I gave the Colts a slight edge, not because I love the Colts right now. I don't. My rationale is this. I think they're the more talented team. They're not the healthier team, but I think they're the slightly more talented team. And I think they have some opportunities to take advantage of some things today. But again, I want to see what Carson Wentz look like. If he at least is viable, I think they can make some plays. I love the Miami secondary, but I don't know that the rest of that team is performing at a level we anticipated. I think the Colts have been underperforming. And if they can get at least closer to their level of expectation, they should win the game. But will they get there? Who knows?
Let's see what happens, my brother. That should be fun. Thank you for taking some time, my man. I'm glad you're in town and get to enjoy a little Miami sun before you go up there and freeze your ass off for the rest of the winter, man.
That's right.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you for taking some time, and I hope the family's good.
All right, man. Appreciate you, man. Good luck to you and family.
You got it. There you go. Much love for Stephen Holder, man. One of the good people in our business, man. Just a class act. So he's got the Colts winning. I've got the Dolphins winning. See, because it's kind of they're kind of close. They're not. One team's not separated from the other. But the way I look at it is they're so decimated on the line that this really should make the difference in the game overall. But again, Miami's offensive line has played like they're decimated. But they need to play better. They need to play better. And I'm hoping that some of the success from last week rolls over into this week. That's what I'm hoping. That's why I implore all of you out there as Dolphins fans not to give up on the team right now. This is not the time to give up on the team. They've got a lot of football left to play. They've got an opportunity to turn everything around and make you change the way that you're thinking about them. You know what I mean? And that, to give up in 3 games just doesn't make any sense to me right now because we just haven't seen enough. Remember, you can reach out to us on the text line 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. Smash the like button, man. Let's go. We haven't even hit 200 yet. Let's go. Got a lot of people watching. We need you to smash the like button if you can. Por favor. And I want to see also the predictions on the chat board there on the text line 855-912-1056. RVA Richmond says, Big O, you took the words out of my mouth. Run the damn ball, establish an identity, maul some people, build up confidence. Let's hope they can do that, man. Let's hope they can do that. What else do we have here on the text line? 855-912-1056 says, what's up? Hello from The Rock. Fins up. I love it. I love it. Thank you. Checking in from The Rock. Big O, thank you. Tua did well against Arizona and KC last year. Have 2 of the best QBs in the game today. Brian from Illinois. Well, let's just hope we can get Tua back after the Tampa game and he can do well against the Jags. What do you think the Miami Dolphins' biggest problem is? You know what the biggest problem for the Miami Dolphins is? A lack of experience. Jalen Phillips doesn't have enough experience. Jalen Waddle doesn't have enough experience. Tua doesn't have enough experience. The offensive line doesn't have enough experience. Myles Gaskin doesn't have enough experience. You know what I'm saying? That to me is the biggest problem out of everything, is that it's a team that doesn't have a lot of experience. And some of you are treating them like they're all 10-year veterans, and they're not. So to me, that's the biggest weakness for the Dolphins. It's not that they can't play. It's that they haven't had enough time to prove whether they can or cannot play. That to me is the biggest problem for the Miami Dolphins right now. Brandon Jones needs more time. Javon Holland needs more time. See what I'm saying? Preston Williams needs to get healthy and get more experience. There's a lot of players on this team that need. Andrew Van Ginkel, he's entering his 3rd year now. Still needs experience. Rayquan Davis, as much as I like him, still has not gotten to his pinnacle yet, and he's injured. Now you got to get him back, and he needs playing time. It's something boring that some people may not want to hear, but that's the reality. And once they get that experience and that playing time, I believe a lot of these players will be better. Let's see. All of Fickle's recruiting classes at Cincy have been 41st or worse, as low as 74th, yet he's here dragging his nuts on a top 10 team on the road. Yeah. And Miami will never get anything like Luke Fickle right now. You know how much money that guy's going to end up costing? With regards to the trio of Greer, Flores, and Tua, I'm glad Ross is more patient than his fan base. Ross gave Sperano and Philbin an opportunity to coach into their 4 seasons to try and show that they could be the guy. He gave Gase 3 full seasons. Only reason Gase didn't see year 4 was the locker room quit on him. I think there's still a ton of life left in this season, and as long as we finish with the winning record, I see Greer and Flores coming back next year. They're coming back next year no matter what. And if those guys are back, I think Tua will get another year to grow and become the guy. Action speaks louder than words. Greer and Tua are tied at the hip, have been since he looked off that safety against Georgia. Flores loves the first high character guys, and that is Tua to the T. This trio was meant for one another, and I think if we're all patient, it will all work out. I hope so, Will. I hope so. That's Will K in the DC. And I appreciate you, Will K, out there in the DC. Very nice of you, sir. But it's hard for people to have patience, man, because they're so frustrated from 20, 30, 40 years of not winning anything. That's the problem. It's another 7 a.m. game in Hawaii, Big O. Aloha. Let's go, Fins, and give Tua time. That's it, baby. That's all we got to do is just give him some time. Let's get the kid healthy. Let's hope the offensive line plays better today. That's the key, ladies and gentlemen. We need the offensive line to start playing better this week. They made some improvement last week. If they can play again better this week, and then you've got Tampa and find a way to play all right in that game, then when you get Tua back for Jacksonville, you can start to feel better about the offense because maybe Tua can play behind a line that is now getting better and giving him some time so he can make some plays. And listen, you give Tua time, and I think he's going to slice any defense up. I just think he's going to be – I think he can be an elite quarterback. I really do. But he's never going to be an elite quarterback if he doesn't have a line. And he's just not the guy that's going to sit back there and take an absolute pounding behind a bad line and still make some plays. He's going to end up injured is what he's going to end up because he doesn't have the body to take that kind of punishment. That's all it is. Come on, Miami, at least 25 carries, execute smart passing, take a few shots, get Waddle more than 3 yards downfield. Unlucky against Bills, not catching the balls. Unlucky against Raiders, not all doom and gloom. I like your thinking, sir. Michael Vizelli says, you're great. I've been listening to you for the past 3 weeks. Keep it going. Well, Michael, thank you very much. That's very kind of you, my man. Appreciate you. Remember, you're hoping and dreaming again. It's okay. Why, you can't dream?
You can always dream.
Yeah, what the hell? I thought it was the great Blondie that said dreaming is free. Lena Pudi says, I've coached my whole life and still do. I watch QBs from high school through the pros, and Tua has a very high ceiling, provided he stays healthy. The Finns should provide a wall to keep him healthy. Amen. That's what they should have done from day one. They should have spent more money on the line. They outsmarted themselves going that young and thinking that everything was going to work out young and keep your quarterback healthy. That's the part that's where they screwed up. But they're already in this mess now. Now they got to figure a way out of it. DM says someone needs to hide Austin's skates. The roller girl act is not cool. Big O, I'm interested in how Mance is going to do today. What do you think? Mikey, I can't. My brother, none of us really know. But, hey, if you listen to Joe Shad, he doesn't believe there'll be much of a drop-off. So that's pretty good.
If there isn't much of a drop-off, Dieter's done a decent job. As long as that middle of the line isn't caving in and causing havoc for Jacoby. Hey, I encourage you folks, we still got a bunch of tables here. So come on out and join us at Sportsgrill in Miami Lakes, right off of the Palmetto and 154th. We'll be out here all afternoon. We'll be back for the post-game show. We'll have Flo's press conference and the players. RVA Richmond says, Big O, people forget that Arizona's game last year, three-headed monster, Gaskins, Ahmed, Brown. I remember. No, it wasn't. No, it was. It wasn't that combination, right? No, wasn't it? Wasn't it the other kid? Gaskins, Ahmed. No, it wasn't Brown. It was the guy they got from San Francisco, the fast guy. He had like 60 yards in that game. What's his name now? I'm forgetting his damn name. No. Forgot his name now. But I want to say that in that Zona game, I forgot his name. Not Patrick Laird. It was the other kid, bro. The guy from San Francisco. I thought he's the one that played well in that game. I'm pretty sure. Breida. Thank you, Matt Breida. That's it. Matt Breida was the other guy that played well in the Arizona game. So, yes.
Oh, something on a game now, KC against Philadelphia?
Yes.
Philadelphia will now be without 4 offensive linemen. Lane Johnson just hit the inactive list.
Wow.
4 of their starting offensive linemen out for the game.
Wow. That's crazy stuff. All right, so we are ready to go. We are ready to watch the Dolphins get a win against the Colts and get it done, which would be a beautiful thing. Appreciate it. So, and come on out here, man. Please join us. We'll be out here all afternoon watching the games. People are walking in now, which is Miami-like, coming in. Like, come on out here, man. Join us, and we can high five. We can talk about the Dolphins. We'll have an open mic so you can ask questions in the post-game show, all that kind of stuff, okay? Contrary to the injuries for the Colts, Chris Ballard did everything right when constructing his offensive line. I'd like to see some of the same mindset when building our offense going forward. How do you know they didn't? How do you know some of these guys don't turn out to be good? You know what I mean? I think we just gotta be patient. And I think everything will be answered. We'll find out how good Tua can be. We'll find out how good the offensive line can be, how good Jalen Phillips can be, and Jalen Waddle and Javon Holland and all these young dudes, man. You know, as Mata Hoopa would say, all these young dudes. So we'll find out. All right, let's wrap it up here on the show. You all get ready for hopefully a beautiful game. We are going to be back here the second the game ends. We are back on. Hit that smash the like button on your way out. We will see you guys post-game. On behalf of our executive producer, Sean Stanley, I'm Orlando Alzugaray. We will see you in post-game with the press conference for Flo, the press conference for Brissett and some of the other players, plus Omar Kelly and Alan Poupart, both of our insiders who cover the team, will also join us in the post-game. We got a loaded post-game show. We'll take your questions, your comments, and we'll be having some fun celebrating a win. So come on out here and celebrate the win by having some delicious wings out here at Sportsgrill in Miami Lakes or any of the other 6 locations. We'll see you guys right after the Dolphins beat the Colts in a couple of hours.
This is the Big O Show. This is the
Sportsgrill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sportsgrill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sportsgrill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sportsgrill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show. Judge